So it turns out that I didn't get the job as one of Santa's little helpers. Apparently, I'm not merry enough. Who'd have thought? Get your coffee. Well, it is Christmas Eve. Truly, it's the most wonderful time of the year. And though 2020 has tried to crush it, Christmas is still coming, and I'm quite sure that it's going to be glorious. Last night we had our annual Christmas Eve service. That's what we call it at Cross Connection Church. And it was a little bit different than previous years, but not so different in that I shared with our church once again some very important things that I think are worth sharing here as well. And I recognize that probably a lot of the people who will watch these are connected to my church, the church that I pastor, Cross Connection Church, but not everybody is. So maybe this won't be review for you. Clearly, Christmas is about the coming of Christ, his first coming. The whole season leading up to Christmas is commonly referred to among Christians as Advent. Advent speaks of the arrival of Jesus, Emmanuel, God with us, his coming into this world. And the arrival of Jesus is also the arrival of four very important things, which are celebrated on each of the 4 Sundays leading up to Christmas. During this season, the season between Thanksgiving and Christmas is commonly referred to as Advent among Christians. And on each of those Sundays, we observe certain themes. And the arrival of Jesus is the arrival of hope, peace, joy, and love. Of course, his arrival is the arrival of many other things as well, including grace and mercy, redemption, forgiveness, and truly the list could go on and on. But the season of Advent focuses on hope, peace, joy, and love. These 4 things are essential. They're essential for you and for me. They are things that we both desire, but things we also need. And you and I cannot live this life to its fullest. And that's what people are seeking for. They're seeking for a meaningful life, a life lived to the fullest. And I do not believe that you can live a life to its fullest without hope, joy, peace, and love. And I think if you take some time to think about this, you will realize that that statement is true. And Jesus came so that we might have life, that we might have that life more abundantly. That's exactly what Jesus said in John 10:10. The thief has come to steal, to kill, and to destroy, but I have come that you may have life and that you may have it more abundantly. And a life more abundantly is not possible without hope, joy, peace, and love. So the coming of Jesus is the coming also of a sure and steadfast hope, a joy that is increasing unto abundance for eternity, forever, a peace that surpasses our understanding and it guards our hearts and our minds, and a love that willingly gives everything to make all of these things a reality, to make it all possible in your life. These things may be review for you, but as I interact with people, I often find that I've taken it for granted that they already know these essential biblical truths, and many people don't know this. So on this day before Christmas, I wanted to say it again because it is so very important. Everyone that you and I interact with is desiring and in need of a sure and steadfast hope, an enduring joy, a genuine peace, and a true and sincere love. And you may not think that that it is true that these things are found in Christ, or that these things really matter. But let me tell you one of the reasons why I think that these things do really matter. When you're a pastor, you walk with people through every stage of life. You are with them for the joys of engagements and weddings. You are with them when they have their first child or their other children after that. You're there for baby dedications, and then you're also with them when they receive bad news. The bad news that the cancer is terminal, or that there has been an accident, or that there has been a miscarriage. You walk with people and with their families as they approach and experience troubling things like death. I've done a lot of funerals in my life, funerals for people that have known and experienced the reality of God's hope, joy, peace, and love, and funerals for people that don't know his hope, joy, peace, and love. And having walked with people through challenging and difficult things, especially as they approach death or as they experience the death of a family member, I can tell you that the hope, joy, peace, and love of Christ, it really matters when it really matters. And the reality of these things changes things for individuals and their families when they are facing crisis and the end of life. For the person that has experienced the love of Christ, they have joy, an increasing joy unto abundance that will go on into eternity. And they have that joy as they approach the end of life. And that joy gives them a sure and steadfast hope, not a wishful thinking or blind optimistic hope, but a sure and steadfast hope, an absolute certainty of coming good. And it gives them a peace that surpasses understanding, that guards their whole psyche, their heart and soul and mind, even when they're facing the end of this life. And I've sat with people as they were at that point, and I can tell you that there is a difference. There is a difference for the person that has experienced the love of Christ that has brought fullness of joy and hope and peace, and for the person that hasn't. Something to think about as we get ready to celebrate Christmas tomorrow. Merry Christmas to you. I'm taking a little break, obviously, over the weekend, and see you next time.